Just like you, I'm a beginner eager to improve my skills and have a blast along the way. In this tutorial, we'll dive into the fundamentals, share valuable tips, and tackle challenges that beginners like us may face. Together, we'll learn proper grip, stance, and strategies to boost our confidence on the putting green. The last tip I go over is definitely the most important tip that I've got packed into this video. Make sure you guys hang around to the end so that way you guys do not miss out on it.
Whether you guys want to make putts from further or if you guys just want to be more consistent with your putts, this video right here will help with that. What I would like to go ahead and get into are the 5 different styles of putting. Biggest thing is picking whatever style it is that you like, you're most comfortable with, and sticking with it, being consistent and practicing it every day. The first and most simple type of putt that we will go over is just the push putt. Most people hold it with kind of like a fan grip, and all you're really doing on the push putt is just aiming out the basket, dropping your arm just a little bit and kind of pushing it towards the basket. Like I said, just 4 fingers kind of spread out in a fan motion. Most people leave their finger in that groove right there, and you're just kind of pushing out and pinning it towards the basket. For the next style of putting, I would call it the spin putt. Biggest thing, grip doesn't matter nowhere near as much. It's going to be more in the backwards release of your arm and making sure that you're getting more wrist flick. That way you can get more spin on the disc. Here's but it's more or less just making sure that you guys are over spinning it. It almost feels like, and you'll get a lot more stability. It'll flatten out a lot more whenever you get more of that wrist flick. It'll have a little bit more of a back arm to it, and you'll use it more for longer putts and windy conditions. The third style of putt, probably one of the most unpopular as far as in people actually using it, made famous by Johnny McCrary, is the turbo putt. It's got a weird hold to it. You almost want to do like an I love you sign. You'll put your knuckles in the disc there, the back 2 go on the rim, and your thumb towards the center of the disc. What you'll do is almost throw it as if you were like throwing a dart. That one was terrible, but it went in. But you kind of just want to try and get spin on it, but keep it aimed at the basket. It's really only used in situations where you have a lot of low-hanging stuff. If you're just trying to get it over an obstacle, or if you just don't have enough arm room to fully swing or kind of give a forward putt. For the fourth putt we have a straddle putt. Biggest thing with the straddle putts, you're using it more for stability. Some people use it all the time, but it's kind of keeping your legs a good width apart. That way you can stay more stable and you can get a little bit more leg. You almost want to throw it as if you're doing like the push putt or push or the spin putt. It doesn't really matter on your actual throw. Like I was saying, with that putt, all of the power comes from that leg jump. That's kind of where you get your pop from. And for the last putt, it's kind of just a combination between the spin and the push putt. They call it the spoosh putt. It offers a reliable and accurate throw. You can also get a lot more power behind it, in my opinion, because you have the elements of the spin putt, but you're not having to fully throw back your arm in order to get the full power out of it. Another thing with getting those further putts is making sure you're kind of getting a little bit of a leg bounce. It will allow you to get more power into your throw. The biggest takeaway from the actual different putting styles is that each player will develop their own style of putting. It won't just be one or the other. There is no such thing, in my opinion, as the best putting style. It's really just putting together whatever makes you feel the best putter that you can possibly be, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable, and whatever you just practice the most will more than likely probably be the one that you end up liking the most. So don't just take random strangers' advice on the internet like myself in the fact that this putt style is a lot better than the other putt style. Go ahead and make sure that you're doing whatever's comfortable to you and whatever allows you to sink the most putts. And for some of my key tips, find your style and stay consistent with it. Don't try and change up your style every 2 weeks. Go ahead and pick a style that you like and try and continuously keep practicing that style. My biggest tip for making further putts would be keeping your legs engaged a little bit more. What that will allow you guys to do is it'll allow you to put a little bit more power behind your putts and allow you to go ahead and get to the basket more often, more confidently. For my third takeaway, I would go ahead and pick like 1 or 2 of these chains to go ahead and focus on every time that you step up to putt, and try and just focus on hitting that one. Don't try and focus on getting it in the basket, but focus on actually hitting that chain. What that will allow you to do is it will allow you to kind of narrow in your mind a little bit more. It'll make that target seem a little bit smaller, but even if I go shy low or a bit too high, I'm still in the basket. Even if I go a bit to the left, a bit to the right, I'm still sinking those putts 90% of the time if I get anywhere close to that chain that I was aiming for. For my fourth tip, and you'll hear a lot of famous disc golfers say this, a lot of pro players say this, is throw through the basket. Throw as if you were trying to make it go through that pole. It will allow you to generate more power, and it'll stick into those chains just a tad bit better. For my fifth and final takeaway, I would recommend practicing and like continuing to build upon where you were previously at as far as in distance, what that will allow you to do is it will allow you to build more confidence in hitting those further putts. And so just keep building upon the previous day and focus on getting further and further away with those putts every time you putt. For my last and final tip, it'd just be stay relaxed. At the end of the day, you're just throwing plastic at metal. It doesn't really matter if you miss or make those putts. Just continue to focus on your next putt and continue on following through with those putts. And always make sure to use the key takeaway in disc golf is to have fun and get a little bit better each time you play. With that being said, hope you guys have a great round on your next play. Hope you guys putt better, and I'll see you guys in the next one.